Network at Perry Meridian Fieldhouse for the 29th Annual IBVCA Boys Volleyball State Championship. Today's matchup features the number 2 Hamilton Southeastern Royals and the number 1 Roncalli Royals. Roncalli is looking to win their first state title since 2018, and Hamilton Southeastern hoping to capture their first in program history. My name is John Parisi alongside Kevin Owens. We'll be on the call for you here today. Kevin, top 2 teams in the state. What are you looking for here to start this matchup?
Yeah, we've got a key player on offense for each side, both an outside hitter. For HSC, number 10, Caden Marchione, he's going to get a lot of sets tonight. And number 27 for Roncalli, starting in the back row, Brendan Lethane. Both super dynamic players. They're going to get a lot of balls. It's going to be an outside versus outside battle here.
Absolutely. We got Andrew Dial serving first for the Roncalli Royals. And right off the bat, Hamilton Southeastern goes to Caden Marchione. His attack is blocked. Roncalli with the fast start up 1-0.
Yeah, really predictable set. Everybody in the gym knows Marchione's going to get a lot of balls. They're going to have to mix that up to keep the blockers off balance.
Got the middle attack there. Hamilton Southeastern going with a middle set early on. You generally don't see that too much early in boys high school volleyball, do you?
Yeah, it's a great call by Carmona, the setter there. You've got to set your middles early to run a well-balanced offense. That's going to keep the blockers off balance early, unsure where the setter's going to go.
Ethan Carmona's serve received by Roncalli. And he gets that shot over and it falls through, point for the Royals.
Yeah, short stuff's going to be really effective for Roncalli tonight, especially for Lethane. He can hammer the ball. HSC is going to be on their heels a bit, so anything short might work for him early on.
And if you're HSC, how do you defend that?
You just got to be balanced in your defense, ready to dig those hard-driven balls, and then moving forward for anything short in the court.
Got that cross-court attack by Marchione there that was defended well by Roncalli. HSC returns the ball back for a point there. We are tied early on here at 2 points apiece.
Another kill in the middle by Carter Goot. That's where HSC has the advantage. They've got size and physicality in the middle. If they can pass well enough to find their middles on offense, they've got a chance to take down the top seed Roncalli tonight.
Absolutely. Oh, that serve just goes wide of the line there by Marchione. Side out there, Roncalli with point. Libero Andrew Meyer back to serve now. Solid cross-court attack there by Roncalli. They just found the opening in the floor and were able to get that kill down for a point.
Yeah, great shot by Noah Whitmer there. Nice, easy free ball. Dial delivers a great set, gets his hitter a one-on-one. Your left and right side attackers should score every time if they've only got one blocker.
Good block there on the outside by HSE. Well, that tip just falls off the head of Jackson Campbell for Hamilton Southeastern. Roncalli with the point there. They got a quick 3 points. They're up 5-2 now.
HSC doing a good job getting their blockers in front of the hitters. Those balls just aren't falling. They're not pressing quite enough. Pressing meaning they're not getting their hands close enough to the net while they're blocking. You want to get your hands across, get the ball down on your opponent's side before it gets to you.
Back row attack there by Marchione. Received well by Roncalli. Just a solid block there by Roncalli, just like you said. I mean, they're getting their block up. They're able to put their hands on the ball, get it over, and Hamilton Southeastern so far doesn't have an answer for it.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. Roncalli is keeping HSC out of system, makes their setting really predictable. Easy for your blockers to get in front of the hitters.
Andrew Dial for Roncalli with the set there. Defended well by HSE. Marchione just can't do anything, just got to push that ball over on the free ball. It's kind of a back and forth there. You got Jackson Campbell with an open court and just the kill. Hamilton Southeastern ends that 3-point rally by Roncalli. They're back on the board, 6-3 early on, Roncalli up.
Campbell doesn't finish the first overpass, puts the second one away, does a nice job with that. You'd really like to see your blockers take a drop step there, keep the ball in front, be a lot more efficient at finishing that play.
Again, like I said, Roncalli just has the answer on that outside. They're able to get up and get those hands on that ball and block it in for a point.
Campbell looks a bit confused over there as to what he should be blocking on the right side. Noah Whitmer for Roncalli's got a wide range of shots he can hit, turns that one down the line. It's an excellent line swing on the right side. That is not easy to do if you're a right-handed player.
Yeah, I imagine you got to watch out for that pin especially.
Yeah, Whitmer's a great player. He can hit a lot of shots over there. Roncalli runs a well-distributed offense.
Cremona sets up and tipped over by Ben Harris, defended, of course, by Roncalli. Cremona again back to Harris. Oh, and that finds the back line just inside. Looks like solid spot on the court.
That's always a great spot to hit if you're an outside hitter. High above the block, deep cross court, right between those defenders. If you've got nothing better to do, just go high hands deep to the corner. It's a pretty effective shot by Ben Harris. Nice job.
Noah Hanley's serve over. And that's aced by Hamilton Southeastern. After falling behind 6-3 early, they've mounted a little bit of a comeback, 7-5, cut it by 1. Let's see what Noah Hanline's able to do for them here. One of their serving specialists along with Drew Berry. Sets up, and just nothing you can do against Brendan Ruthane. I mean, the top outside hitter in the state. He came into this matchup leading the state with 359 kills. He's committed to Lindenwood out of St. Charles. You got to figure Roncalli's going to go to him early and go to him often.
Yeah, he's a great player, explosive athlete. You get him the ball in the right spot, he's going to get a lot of kills. As you can see there, he can make some errors too. So he's got to stay consistent. He's a big piece for Roncalli, and he's got to put together a good match tonight to put HSE away.
And when they serve the ball long like that, I mean, is that just a matter of where they swing at the ball and where their hand hits it?
Yeah, when you see no topspin on a jump topspin serve like that, that's just a complete mishit by Ruthane. Nice dig there by Riley Leppert.
Solid defense there on the setter's dump. Back outside. We got Alex Barkley there with the kill for Roncalli.
Yeah, Barkley, the other outside hitter playing opposite Ruthane, he does a great job too. Both very well-rounded players. Does a nice job swinging high through the top of the block there. Finds the floor.
I got to think if you're Hamilton Southeastern, you really want to defend just those outside hitters, try to get those hands up for the block. Well, that one serves just long of the back end line by Jacob Ermer. Gives a free point to HSE there. And they've got their libero, Riley Leppert, back to serve. Sets up back row attack by Brendan Ruthane. And again, I mean, the man is just a monster on the court. He can swing that hand, get it over the ball, and just find an open floor.
That's tough to do. You can see HSE's block moving toward the outside. They're thinking that set's going out to Barkley. Then that back row attack just surprises them. Pretty much a wide open swing, which Ruthane should terminate every time.
Andrew Dials serve up. First touch received well. Carmona out to Marchione. Good job of getting the hands up and getting the block there. Oh, hard swing by Roncalli. HSE does a good job of defending. Back with the setup. Dial to the middle. Oh, joust at the net. And HSE is going to win that point.
Yeah, it looks like a couple of Roncalli players crossing the center line there while they're trying to cover that block. Some good back and forth there. Some good offense. Nice block touches by Roncalli. each team wants to be more terminal for sure. You don't want to give your opponent a second chance in a long rally like that.
Absolutely, especially I would think if you're Roncalli, you really want to get at HSE. I mean, they played 5 sets last night, another 5 sets earlier today to make it to this championship game, so they might be a little tired. Their legs might be hurting a little bit. Roncalli, meanwhile, straight set sweeps with both of their matches getting into today. You never know what can happen, though. That's just again, an excellent swing by Brendan Luthane. So far, it is showing HSE does not have an answer for him on defense.
Yeah, that's a great swing. You can see the libero for HSE, Riley Leppert there, is a little shallow in the court. Anytime a back row attack is set, if you're a defender, you want to get deep in the corners. That ball's 10 feet off the net. No hitter can attack straight down. You want to get deep to be able to dig that.
Good middle set there by Ethan Carbona to Carter Gute. Just a great kill there. That's, I believe, the second point that Carter's gotten off of a middle attack.
That's a great job by Carter, swinging high and deep to the setter side. So tough to defend, even when it is dud. That ball's coming over the setter's head. It's really hard to transition out of that. Well done by HSE.
Now with Caden Marchione serving for HSE, he's going to be in the back row. So what do you look for if you're Roncalli now?
Yep, that's exactly what I was going to say. You tip to the middle of the court. That's great. Even if they do get a dig, Marchione's going to have a lot of tip responsibility back there. He's been playing some right back for HSE, which is a bit abnormal for an outside hitter. But if he's digging, it's going to be tough to set, especially in the back row.
Carmona sets up. Defended well there by Roncalli off the hit by Zach Miller. I mean, I feel like Brendan Luthane's got at least half of Roncalli's points for him right now. He's just serving or hitting up a clinic.
Yeah, that's a nasty angle shot. He had Ben Harris in the hands. Ben was standing at about 5 feet off the net. Not a lot of players have angles like that at this age.
There you see Hamilton Southeastern. The middle set was working for him. Roncalli got it defended well. They were able to just block that back over and find a hole in the court. And Hamilton Southeastern is going to take an early timeout here, down 14-10.
Yeah, HSE's got the right idea. They're going to the middle, trying to give their left and right side hitters some one-on-one opportunities. Roncalli's catching on. They've gotten a few kills in the middle, but now those blockers are sticking there, holding to their primary responsibilities. Finally got a block on Carter Gute there. They're doing a nice job. HSE's got some big middles. They can definitely score and impose their physicality. Roncalli's blockers are doing a great job just getting hands across the net, low and over. No matter how big the attackers are, most attackers will bring the ball down toward the net. So as long as you can get your hands pressed, you can find a block now and then.
Absolutely. We're going to take this time, run through Roncalli's roster. We've got Andy Geibel, Andrew Meyer, Noah Whitmer, Charles Shutley, Andrew Dial, Brett Hurley, Matt Johnson, Jackson Stromans, Alex Barkley, Jacob Ermer, Will Buechler, Alex Hill, Andrew Gallagher, Brendan Luthane, whose name we've said a lot already today, Alex Moll, and Matthew Dial. John Kesterson, Roncalli's head coach.
Roncalli will do some interesting substitutions on offense. They've got 3 very capable setters that they're going to use. They've used a 6-2 offense, meaning setters coming out of the back row, so you've always got 3 front row attackers. They'll do a modified 5-1 with a bigger setter in the front row, a smaller setter in the back row to help with the blocking up front. They've just got so many options and so many weapons offensively. They can give different looks to different opponents depending on how the match is going.
Yeah, they're just a really talented athletic volleyball team. And I mean, you can see that in their record. Their only loss came out of a tournament up in Chicago. They're 32-1 on the year. They're undefeated against Indiana teams. So we'll see if Hamilton Southeastern is able to take one to them today. We've got serve specialist Drew Barry coming in. Just a free ball over. Marchione, Carmona, and Carmona set. The timing was just a little off there. Gage House wasn't able to get a hand up on it.
That 31 set is really tough to connect on. It takes a lot of trust between setter and middle. Your middle's got to go, get a lot of momentum, get up there. Looks like that set might have been a little bit too tight or a little bit too slow for Gage. Either way, they're going to have to find that connection. You just can't give away points to this Roncalli team or they're going to run away with the match.
Mappy Dial, only a freshman, coming in to serve for Roncalli. Defended well back over Roncalli again out to Luthane. That is defended well. That's just a miscommunication error by Riley Leppert and Ethan Carmona there for HSE.
Yeah, anytime your setter can take that second ball, you want him to. That's Carmona's mindset. He's going to set it. Riley thinks they're so far out of system that Carmona couldn't get there. They just got to talk that through as the play goes on.
You see Carmona set up to Zach Miller. Saw a lot of that last night. Zach Miller with a cross-court attack. That was defended well by Roncalli again. Back to him, and he's able to find it just kind of the middle back row there in zone 6. Get Hamilton Southeastern a point. Down 17-12 here.
Zach Miller, big physical kid, can do a great job. Nice swing there, deep cross court. As it goes in boys volleyball, we can be pretty error prone, pretty big physical kids, still learning the game. But you find some rhythm, any of these guys can get hot and score some points.
Oh, Luthane's kill is blocked, but it's tooled out of bounds. It's a point for Roncalli now. Luthane back to serve. Last time we saw him serving, he served it right into the net. So we'll see if he's able to get it over, make Hamilton Southeastern play their serve receive, and see what they're able to do. On that, just long there. So we're seeing 2 service errors on Brendan Luthane. Other than that, I mean, he's killing it on the outside. Seems like Hamilton Southeastern would want to keep him in back row, even though we've seen some solid back row attacks from him as well. Oh, that's aced by Ben Harris of Hamilton Southeastern.
Yeah, it looks like that serve might have been going a little bit long. Roncalli's serve receive, not sure, not communicating. They're just playing that ball when it's a little too deep, I think.
And that's just a matter of knowing where you are on the floor, right? Knowing where you are, knowing where the line is, and just kind of figuring out and having to have that quick thinking ability.
Yep, as a player, you might see that serve. You really get locked in. I'm going to pass this thing. That's my job. Then it ends up in a place you're not expecting. You're still locked into it. It can be a tough thing to change your mind once you're going to make that play.
And as we've seen when Brendan Luthane's been in the back, Alex Barkley with the kill there for Roncalli. You know, Roncalli, they've got the power hitters. They can certainly put it down for sure. You got to think if this first set continues as it is, John Harmon's going to have some talking to do there in between before the second set and change up his game plan a little bit.
Yeah, HSC needs to do a better job getting their blockers in front of Roncalli's hitters. Seems like they're all over the place, not sure if they should be blocking line or cross. It's tough to know because Roncalli's attackers can hit any shot. They can hit line, cross court. You really got to mix it up as HSC's blocking schemes go. You can't just show them the same thing every time or they're going to get some free swings.
Yeah, to be, you know, it's kind of like a game of chess. You don't want to be too predictable. And that's just a solid swing, solid service ace by number 19, Jacob Ermer of Roncalli. And then another timeout by John Harmon of Hamilton Southeastern. He was in their second one. Final timeout here of the first set. Roncalli's leading 21-14. If you're John, what are you talking to your players about right now in the huddle?
Well, you're really looking just to get some momentum back. Being down 7 this late in the set, you don't want to tell your kids we're giving up this set, but the idea is we just want to play 1 point better than the last. All right, so we're going to play a little bit better this point and then build on that momentum and trying to dig ourselves out of a hole here. So, there's an unfair amount of pressure on serve receive, mainly your libero and your outside players, but you've got to pass. If you can't pass, you can't do anything else. So we're going to start by just giving a solid platform, popping this ball up. It's a tough serve by Ermer, but we just got to play it up almost like a dig, give ourselves a chance to run some offense and find our rhythm again. Sure. Right now we got just too many errors attacking, we're getting aced, it feels like nothing's going right. We just got to do one thing well to get that ball rolling in the right direction.
Yeah, because on that first touch on that serve receive, you really want to get it up so that your setter is able to just get a nice good ball up there for your hitters, and then anything can happen from there.
Exactly.
All right, out of timeout. Ermer still back to serve for Roncalli. That one goes long. Point Hamilton Southeastern. So they come out of the timeout, they get the point. We'll see if they're able to take advantage of that error. Riley Leppert, their libero, survey now. Just a dump there by Jackson Stromans, their setter. I think he did a good job of just kind of knowing where Hamilton Southeastern's players were on the court and putting the ball where they just couldn't get to it.
Yeah, a lot of setters love to attack the ball when they're in position 2. It's their last rotation. It's a quick, easy side out. You keep your team up 7. Nice play there by Stromans.
Good swing by Marchione, just really defended well. And that block is tooled out. Point Roncalli, they're up 23-15 here in the first set. Andrew Dial serving, looking to see if he can get 2 more points for the Royals and take this first set.
Yeah, great dig there by Mayer. Marchione with a nice hard cross-court swing. Big block by Roncalli, but good transition.
And that just looked like an error on Roncalli. You typically don't see something like that. That seemed like a pretty easy ball for them to be able to get up and get something to it, but they just weren't able to take advantage.
Yeah, they got kind of caught between what we call a free ball transition and a defensive transition. Dial, the setter's releasing. The other defensive players aren't rotating over to cover his defensive area, and then that ball just drops between.
You got a free ball now for Roncalli. Dial set. And again, Alex Barkley just on the other side this time. He's able to tool it off the block there and get a set point here for Roncalli. Oh, that's just wide of the outside line there. Side out Hamilton Southeastern. Down 24-17, you know if you make any error if you're Hamilton Southeastern, Roncalli's going to win the point. You just want to kind of go on a 3, 4, 5-point run, put some pressure on Roncalli, and maybe get yourself some momentum going into the second.
Exactly, yeah. You want Roncalli to feel a little bit of pressure. Right now, everything's just easy for him. You want him to make him feel like they're working for it at least.
And that cross-court attack, Riley Leppert's not able to do anything with it for Hamilton Southeastern, and Roncalli's taking the first set, 25-17. We're going to see what adjustments Coach Harmon can make for the Royals, but right now it looks like everything's working for Coach Kesterson and Roncalli.
Yeah, Roncalli's doing a great job staying in system. You've seen the highlights here. There are quite a few for Roncalli.
And we'll be right back.
The drive, the take, fouled, and it goes!
Lobbing it to the back of the end zone. They're going to say it's a touchdown.
Left foot gets through. Goal for Vargas. Hamilton will score! Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds left.
Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it.
That's the finish. You get a layup to take it. And an and one. Out of here.
Welcome back to Perry Meridian Fieldhouse as the Roncalli Royals are taking on the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. You saw Roncalli win that first set 25-17. And Kevin, we're going to switch gears here a little bit. We're going to talk about how beginning this coming school year 2022-2023, boys volleyball is going to begin receiving IHSA support, and that's going to happen through the 23-24 season when the process to become a fully sanctioned and recognized IHSA sport begins. It's a really exciting time in the state of Indiana for boys volleyball. We saw our neighboring state, Ohio, sanction boys volleyball not too long ago. Indiana's following suit here. Let's just talk about that, and I know you've been around the game a long time, you've seen it grow. What does this mean not only just for boys volleyball, but for the state of Indiana in general?
Yeah, it's really a big move. It's awesome. The goal of the support of IHSA is to get more schools involved, let athletic departments, athletic directors know, hey, we're behind this, this is going to be a thing, we've got momentum, schools are adding, and it just means more opportunities for boys to play, and that's kind of what we're all about. It's a great sport. We want to see more boys playing. As you can see here, 2 great teams. And this isn't just it. I mean, we've seen 8 great teams here at the state tournament. A lot of good competition in the regionals leading into the state tournament. So it's awesome. It's a growing sport. there are a ton of boys coming up through the middle schools playing now. They're going to need places to play, and it's a lifetime of work for Rhonda Lau, who's led the charge to get the support of the IHSAA. And you're right, it's a really exciting time to be in the boys volleyball world, and it's a great change moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of just it growing, we saw two teams here in the regionals who had never been here before, in the North Central Panthers and Cardinal Ritter Raiders. Really young programs. They started their programs right around the same time. I think it's just great to see that growth and just see new teams here. I think it's exciting. It gets more eyes on the sport, and like you said, Rhonda Lau's just done a great job of being a proponent and the speaking voice for boys volleyball in the state of Indiana with the IHSAA. And I think I can speak for all of us when I say, as a volleyball fan, we're excited to see where it goes and excited to see it grow and to really become that sanctioned statewide sport, and hopefully other schools will get into it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. For the last 20 years or so, boys volleyball has really been dominated by Central Indiana. Back in the 90s, there were the Lafayette Jeffs, the Fort Wayne schools. There were other pockets of teams, and those have kind of come and go as the years have gone on. But hopefully, bigger schools throughout the state and all schools throughout the state will start to support and grow their own programs just for a desire to win. I mean, it's another sanctioned sport, something that everybody can get involved in, and it's really exciting.
All right, Nathan Carmona starting off set 2 here for Hamilton Southeastern. Let's see if Hamilton Southeastern is able to kind of get on a run, get a few points early here, and see what they can do with that. Good serve, kind of not received well there by Roncalli, and they just hit that ball out. Weren't able to really generate offense on that, so first point goes to Hamilton Southeastern.
Yeah, nice serve by Carmona. Really quick pass by Roncalli. As a setter, that's really tough to handle and deliver a good ball to your hitters.
I imagine as a setter, you like the first pass to just be up high so you can really find your way under it and get both hands on it and just set it up so that your hitters, Roncalli's got great hitters on both sides, so they can just go up and attack it.
Exactly, yeah. Dial did his best with that first ball, but there you see a great pass, great set, nice swing by Luthane. Again, HSC's defenders need to get deep in the court for that back row attack, or they're never going to touch it.
And Alex Barkley with the service ace there. I feel like that's a hard ball to defend as a defender, because it looks like it's going out, and if it just falls right on the line or right inside the line, not much you can do about that. Let's see if Hamilton Southeastern is able to turn it around, get a quick side out, and get the serve back on their side. And that one floats long. Again, quick side out, Hamilton Southeastern. 2-2 here. Kind of saw the same start to the first set. Early on, we were tied. Roncalli pulled ahead. Hamilton Southeastern able to get it close, but then Roncalli just pulled away with it. As Marchionne's serve. Long first ball touch received well, and Luthane just had to have the free ball over. Carmona, you're set in that middle. As a middle, you have both sides of the court to work on. So we saw he went to his left side. What are you looking for? Where are your eyes going when you're going to go up and hit that ball?
Yeah, generally it's a good idea to hit to your left as a middle. That's where the setter's playing defense on the other side of the court. You're also going to get a second blocker on your right. That's your opponent's left side blocker. So hitting left, cut back or crossbody is pretty good. Goot just missed wide on that swing.
And I imagine you want to hit left because, like you said, that's where your setter is. You want to take them out of system, right? You want to get that second ball up to somebody else who's not necessarily going to have a great touch to one of your hitters, or maybe you'll get a free ball out of it.
Exactly, yeah. If the setter digs the first ball, he can't play the second ball, so somebody else has to set. Might be one of Roncalli's better attackers, thus taking them out of the court.
And you saw Matt Johnson there with Roncalli. Just a good block. Outside, Noah Whitmer, we talked about him a little earlier. I mean, like we said, both sides of the court, you've either got Luthane or Barkley and then Whitmer. Roncalli just really powerful. They've got quick swings. They're able to get that hand around and just get it down. I think we need to see some adjustments from Hamilton Southeastern if they want to be able to stop that.
Definitely, yeah. You got to mix up where you're blocking. You can see that time in the replay, only one blocker for HSC. You got to get two up every time, take away more court. There they do a great job of it. Get two blockers, block the ball.
And Carter Goot there, he's able to get that block down and in. That's a point Hamilton Southeastern. And we've got their service specialist, Drew Berry, coming in now. Down 3-5. Good first touch there. Outside, no, Whitmer able to tool it there and get a point for Roncalli. Seems like any time Hamilton Southeastern gets a point, Roncalli is just able to get a point back, and they're able to just go on a run of a few points.
Yeah, Roncalli's side-out game is so good. They're passing so well, making it easier on their setters to run the offense. You know, I feel like we're starting to sound like a broken record. Their offensive weapons are just so numerous. HSE's off balance. They can attack at will. Yeah, HSE's got to serve a little bit tougher, keep them out of their game, make them work for those side-out points a little bit harder.
And there you see the two-man block. It worked for Hamilton Southeastern, but Roncalli just able to get the ball over. Hamilton Southeastern not really in a good position to do anything with that. They get a hand on it, but it goes out of bounds, and another point for Roncalli.
Yeah, you can see Strawman's attacking the ball from the center of the court there. That's what we call in-system. If you pass your setter high up on the net, he's got everything he wants. He can set, he can attack. It just makes your offense so easy to run.
Matthew Biles' serve goes into the net for Roncalli, and we've got Noah Hainline coming in for Hamilton Southeastern, serving down 4-7. Good first touch there by Luthane. That ball just looked like it kind of popped real softly right off of his platform. Roncalli able to get it up and down. And yeah, like we said, just they're really good at that first touch and getting a point as soon as they give it over.
Yeah, with a team like Roncalli, you've just got to serve tougher. I mean, they're going to side out if you just give them the ball. HSE needs to turn up the heat on those serves. They're going to miss some. You got to take that chance. I mean, a miss is a guaranteed point, but at this point, Roncalli is pretty much a guaranteed side out if the ball's in.
And you saw Gage Chase with a nice middle attack there. Ball just deflects off of Andrew Meyer over Roncalli, a point for Hamilton Southeastern. And there was nothing that Caden Marchione was able to do with that one. He was able to put a hand on it, but I feel like it's so hard once you get that block up to, again, react, to try to get that ball up so that your teammates can then do something with it.
Yeah, really tough play. Did a nice job to come down, find the ball, play it. Just happened to go in the net and bounce it off of them. That's a double contact. You can't touch the ball twice in a row. But, yeah, again, a really tough play to make for Marchione.
That was a free ball there. Oh, and Shutley, even though it was blocked, HSE was able to get a hand on it. It still falls through.
Yeah, Strawman's has done a nice job attacking the ball with the second contact, that setter dump. So you can see there Marchione on the outside jumping with Strawman's the setter, thinking he's going to attack it. Then his middle gets a one-on-one. Should score every time.
And to me, that just seems like discipline. You want to stay down, just watch, kind of see what the defender, what the offender is doing, and then, you know, time your block off of that.
Exactly. Yeah, with the front row setter, your left front blocker has the responsibility of defending that dump. So as the setter attacks more and more, that left front blocker is going to feel more and more pressure to block it. And it gets tougher and tougher to stay disciplined like you're talking about. That's why you see Marchione bite on that dump.
You see John Harmon of HSE taking his first time out here of the second set. Roncalli is currently leading 11-5. And this is John Harmon's last year as a boys volleyball coach. He won 3 state championships with the Carmel Greyhounds. This is his first appearance with the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. Roncalli's looking to win their first state championship since 2018. They lost the last 2, 2019 to Fishers. 2020 was, of course, canceled due to COVID, and then they lost in 2021 to Fishers as well. So if you're Roncalli, I think you're pretty excited not to see Fishers across the net. And then, you know, looking forward, just keep the momentum going and see if you can win that first state championship since 2018.
Yeah, these seniors have got to have a little chip on their shoulder. You know, they put the work in, got here, had some really good teams, couldn't quite finish, and I think they're a confident group this year. They've played really well all season. Like you said earlier, only lost 1 match all year, and they're feeling good about their chances tonight.
And especially these seniors were with Roncalli when they last won in 2018, so you got to think they got a taste of it early on, whether or not they were on the team. And they're probably pretty excited and wanting to get that taste again.
Yeah, definitely. And they're playing with the confidence that they should. Up 11-5, and that's a big deficit for HSE right now. At this point, Roncalli's in cruise control. I mean, they're just going to stay aggressive. You know, you make an error here or there, you just get it right back. Their side-out game is so good. The confidence is like a snowball effect. Just builds and builds, and you play better and better. And it's kind of the opposite for HSE. You know, momentum is a beast in either direction, and HSE is really feeling the pressure of that right now.
Yeah, and like we talked about earlier, Hamilton Southeastern is coming into this championship final having played 2 5-set matches. One last night, that was about a 2.5-hour match, and again, one earlier today, so they've got to be tired. And Irmer's serve goes into the net. It's a side out and a point for HSE. I know we've talked about it before, but if you are Hamilton Southeastern, you've really got to start using those side outs and get yourself a run of 2, 3, 4 points. Otherwise, you're going to have a repeat of what happened that first set. And as we see there, Riley Leppert's serve goes under the net, so they're not able to do anything with that.
Yeah, it's just a concentration error, and that's something you can't have. Like you mentioned, you've got to score points on your serve to chip away at this deficit. And I mean, you've got to do it with tough serves that are in, and that's just a complete mental error by Leppert on the serve.
Yeah, I think if you're Hamilton Southeastern, you really want to start being super aggressive on your serves. Try to force Roncalli into some of those errors. You talked about they're just a really good side-out team. They're able to get a lot of points. They're able to tool the defenders a lot with their attack, and we'll just see what Hamilton Southeastern can do. Well, that ball just skims across the net there. Hamilton Southeastern hits it over, just falls out. And to me, that's just a matter of being in too much of a hurry to get the ball over and not really thinking about what you're going to do.
Yeah, little scramble situation, and essentially sending a free ball there and you send it out of bounds. That's the opposite of what we're talking about, right? You need to put pressure on Roncalli, for HSE, and they're just not getting it done. Tipping the ball over, you're out of system, you're setting your setter now. I mean, you've got to find a way to get in system and put more pressure on Roncalli, or they're just going to continue to have the field that they've had so far.
And ladies and gentlemen, you know who that was again, Noah Whitmer. You just look, you see number 4, and that's another quick timeout there by Harmon. He is not happy about what he's seeing out of his players, especially coming off of a timeout not too long ago. Doesn't seem like they're executing the game plan.
Yeah, again, blockers are all over the place. We talked about that tonight. It's a tough thing to do. It's not like it's an easy task. You know, we've mentioned it over and over. Roncalli's got some good attackers. They can hit a variety of shots in different places on the court. If you're HSE, you've got to identify which way that set's going first, get in front of your attacker, and then get your hands across the net. So a lot of pieces have to go well for a good, complete block. And even then, Roncalli's attackers can see where you are blocking and tool the hands. They can hit around. You know, it's a tall task, but you've got to make some of those changes and get more aggressive with your hands. Blocking-wise, you've got to get more aggressive serving-wise. If you can get Roncalli out of system, that makes it easier on your blockers. It eliminates maybe the middle attack or the right side attack. You know, Whitmer's on fire tonight, so you want to get that ball off the net, force Roncalli's setters to make some easy, predictable sets. And, you know, then you've got some chances to block or dig and score some points in transition. But they've got to start now. This hole is getting too big.
Vander Dial's serve goes long. Side out. We'll see if Hamilton Southeastern, what they can do with it.
Yeah, we call that a coach's point. John Harmon, I think, is batting 1,000 tonight. Every time he's called a timeout, Roncalli's missed a serve. And HSE, I think, is given the point right back every time on the serve. See if they can change that here.
Yeah, it seems like they have. If they haven't, it's been a while. And Brendan Muthane with the back row attack there. Talk to me as a defender. If you're up on the net, you see the Bic coming. How are you able to defend that ball? Is it just a matter of timing with your feet and that jump, or what can you do so that's not dropping on your side of the net?
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult. You know, Roncalli hasn't run a ton of middle tonight, so the Bic attack is a little bit easier to read. You see that set, you've got to get your feet in front of it. Looks like HSE's blockers are too far from the net. There's space between their arms and the net. That's where that ball's trickling down. got to get a little bit tighter, press those hands across. Despite Roncalli's attacker's athleticism, no matter how high a guy jumps, he's going to bring the ball down to the net. So you've got to get your hands in a good spot in case that ball comes at you. If guys are hitting over you or around you, there's nothing you can do, right? That's when you've got to dig the ball. But you've got to be ready for that ball to hit you. You've got to convert those points.
Absolutely. And Caden Marchione there with the service ace for Hamilton Southeastern. Playing back row, let's see if he's able to get a few more points for the Royals here. Let's see what they can do here. Still early on in the second set. And then another ace. That's 2 in a row.
Yeah, it's a great rip by Marchione. He's got a nice jump serve. He can find a good toss, get some good rhythm. He can certainly run off a few points. Easy points are what you need for HSE. But again, Roncalli's side-out game is so good, you've got to be ready on defense for HSE. They're going to pass the ball. They're going to find their offense. You've got to be able to still score, even if it's not an easy point.
And that was a good dig by the libero, Andrew Meyer, on that first touch on the serve by Marchione. And you see Roncalli just able to get the point right back. So Hamilton Southeastern got 2 in a row there. Roncalli's getting 1 back.
Yeah, and again, it's just poor blocking technique by HSE. Their hands aren't pressed across the net. So they've got to find a way to fix that, and quickly, or they're not going to come back in.
Marchione with the back row attack there. He's able to get it off the tips of the defenders for Roncalli, get Hamilton Southeastern. That's a good job of getting the point right back there. We're going to see what Drew Berry could do back to serve for HSE. Again, let's see if they can route off a few points, make it a closer game, and put that pressure on Roncalli. And Luthane with the cross-court attack there. That ball just falls right in. To me, that looks so hard to get that cross-court attack and have that ball fall inbounds for the point.
It really is. It's such a sharp angle. We call that a 4-to-4 swing. Luthane attacking out of position 4 on the court, attacking cross-court to position 4 on HSE's side. Yeah, I mean, unless you're going to stick a defender there on purpose, which isn't very traditional defense, you're not going to dig that ball.
I mean, you got to think at this point, John Harmon might be thinking about running some non-traditional defense, depending on how Hamilton Southeastern responds here, down 18-12. Roncalli, they're getting close to that threshold. Going to see what HSE is able to do. Like we've said, they've got to put her on a few points. Middle set there, that ball just falls out of bounds by Matt Johnson. Looked like when Roncalli was looking for the touch there. Line judges didn't see it.
Yeah, nice job by HSE. You get 2 blockers up on the middle. That's always what you want to see. Strawman's is back in the front row for Roncalli, so you've got to watch out for that setter dump.
They wanted Luthane on that really, really hard kill there. Just looks like the timing was off on his jump. But yeah, like you said, Strawman's being in the front row. He's a big guy for a setter. I mean, he can dump the ball over, find the hole, score some easy points for Roncalli. They go back to Luthane, tips the ball over there. As a hitter, when you're going up, are you thinking you're going to tip, or are you reading what the defense is doing, and then you're kind of making up your mind as the ball is in midair?
Well, certainly on your approach, you might have the idea in the back of your head that you're going to tip, but you want to approach hard as if you're going to hit the ball as hard as you can every time. That's what Luthane does such a nice job of. He builds momentum on his approach. You can see a good counter example there. Marchione has to slow down his approach because the set's not quite where he expects. He hits a weird off-balance roll shot. That's easier to read for the defense, right? If you see a guy slow down, you think, oh, he's not going to crush this ball. So that was a great tip 2 points ago by Luthane because he came in hard and then changed his shot at the last second. It's hard to read.
Ben Harris's serve goes under the net. We've seen 2 under the net serves by Hamilton Southeastern. You talked about that just being, a focus issue. What can they do to get those balls over? We talked about maybe being more aggressive in their serves, putting that pressure on Roncalli. It seems like they just aren't able to get past that hump and do it.
Yeah, your toss for your serve is so important, whether you're a float server or a spin server. And you've got to realize when your toss isn't there. It's just like a set. If the set's not great, you've got to just manage it, get the ball in, live to play another point. And HSE hasn't done that on a few serves where they've had some bad tosses. Then the ball ends up under the net. you kind of have to wait for your pitch. And the part about it is, as a server, you're giving yourself your pitch for your set. So that toss is so important, and it's just concentration. You've got to put it in a consistent spot. And there, Riley Leppert does a great job, great serve. Gets Roncalli out of system, and they hold the point.
And you saw Barkley just kind of try to tip that, dump it over there. It goes into the net. Coming to Southeastern. Let's see if they're able to tie it up here at 20. They've got a few points to go. Stroman's doing a good job on the net of just kind of getting that ball back in play where his hitters are able to do something with it. Nice cover there by Riley Leppert of HSE. And Roncalli just able to find the hole, find the opening on the floor there. They get it a point.
Yeah, again, a great picture there. You can see both blockers for HSE don't have their hands across the net. Their hands are on their side, so when the ball hits them, it's going to come down on their side. That's just poor technique. Now, blocking in the middle is tough. It's a quick set, it's a quick reaction, but that's what you got to do if you're going to block that ball. Get your hands across the net quickly before that ball comes to your side.
Marchione with the kill there.
Yeah, a name we haven't said enough for HSE tonight. Now, HSE's got a good game plan. You need to establish the middle to keep your opponent's block off balance. But Marchione's so good, you need somebody to carry you right now. And it's not your middles. No offense to HSE's middles, that's just not a position that's going to carry you through the match. You need to be able to lean on somebody like Lethane or Marchione who can just consistently score points. So I think we need to see some set choice adjustments by HSE if they're going to come back. They're back in position. They're down 4. I know this is not out of reach, but they've got to go now.
Yeah, I think you got to get a quick side out and then make a run. But like you said, going back to Marchione, we really haven't said his name enough or a lot today. I feel like he's somebody you really want to run your offense around. We're going back to a middle set there, out to Marchione. Good defense there by Roncalli. Got Carmona again. Yep, Marchione. There we go. All right. Able to find the hole in the court. Got a few set to him, and he was able to get it on that third try there. Now he's back to serve. We talk about him being in the back row, so you kind of take him off that front row there. How does your offense adjust? I know we touched on it a little bit, but down 22-19, with only 3 points. What do you do if you're Hamilton Southeastern in this rotation?
Well, he can still attack well out of the BIC, so just because he's not in the front row doesn't mean he's out of the game completely. Obviously, it's tougher to be effective from the back row than from the front. But Carmona, you're setting HSE, you got to be thinking, I've got to find my guy. And I think Marchione's your guy right now. Nobody else is really capable of putting the team on the back and dominating. The middles have been super effective. So I like the set choice there, especially with Marchione in the back row. It's all about serving now. I mean, you can't miss, right? But you can't go easy. Roncalli's just going to side out if you put a lollipop in, but you've got to try to put some pressure on him here if you're HSE.
Yeah, Carter Goot has scored a few points for HSE there in the middle. Another service error by the Royals. Seems to be the tale of the day so far. 24-20, it is set point for Roncalli. They've got freshman Matthew Dial coming in. Again, you're not out of it if you're Hamilton Southeastern, but you have to have the side out, obviously, and then you've got to make that run, which is something they haven't been able to do so far today.
Right, and you've got to just think 1 point at a time, one contact at a time. You can't worry about the scoreboard if you're HSE. Tough thing to do on set point. And Roncalli gets it done, 25-20 in set 2.
All right, so the Roncalli Royals 1 set away from winning their first state championship since 2018. John Harmon's got to think of something quick. Yeah, if you're HSE, I think you want to get more of Marchione in. You want to keep setting those servers. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going
before.
to happen here.
Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch. Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is caught.
There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I
feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
That is Wrestler! Whoa!
Welcome back to Perry Meridian Fieldhouse as the number 2 Hamilton Southeastern Royals are currently down 2-0 to the number 1 Roncalli Royals. Like we've said, Roncalli looking to win their first state title since 2018. Hamilton Southeastern right now just looking to make it a match. You got to think they're going to come out aggressive here in this third set. We've talked about them getting up early. I feel like that's something they really need to do if they want to put that pressure on Roncalli. We want to hear Marchionne's name more. We want to see those middle set and find the opening on the other side of the court more. And again, just being in better position for the block. If you're drawing up a game plan, let's say you've watched film of the first 2 sets, KO, what are you doing if you are Hamilton Southeastern?
Well, there's nothing tactically that you need to change in a huge way. You know, we've talked about the blocking a lot, and you're going to struggle with that against Roncalli. They're just so good offensively. That's a tough change to make in-game. So I think if you're Coach Harmon, your focus for your players here is first ball contacts. We've got to serve aggressively and in, get Roncalli's offense off balance, and then we've got to control the first ball contact on our side. We've got to dig high, give ourselves a chance to transition. We've got to pass high, give our setters a chance to run a good offense. We just need to connect some contacts right now. I mean, it seems like when we pass well, we're making attacking errors. When we don't pass well, you know, we're giving free points to Roncalli. So we just got to string a few good touches together, find a little bit of rhythm for ourselves, and don't let Roncalli get that rhythm that they've had all match. You know, you want to come out early, as you said. If you can string a few points together, that's awesome. But right now, I mean, we just need 3 touches in a row.
Yeah, and I think if you're Hamilton Southeastern, you want to take the ball out of Brendan Luthane's hands. To me, that's getting Roncalli out of system, making them think about where they're going to go. And instead, it just seems like it's just natural. It's almost robotic, but there's nothing Hamilton Southeastern can do against it. So why wouldn't you continue to do that? So yeah, if you're HSE, you want to try to find somewhere, maybe find Luthane on defense, get him to have that first touch, or you know, just take him out and see if you're able to force someone else, even though Noah Whitmer and Alex Barkley have also done phenomenal jobs up front for Roncalli.
Yeah, Roncalli just so good all the way around. You know, they're controlling the first touch so well that their setters are having just a field day. They can set whoever they want, and they're going to be effective. So HSE's got to side out right away, and they've got to play with some intensity here.
Yeah, to me, if you were showing film of this, it's a setter's clinic, it's a hitter's clinic on Roncalli's side, and that's an ace by Andrew Dial there for the Royals.
And not the toughest serve HSE's seen all day. Kind of in a weird rotation, a nice seam serve. Looks like we got a setter change for HSE. Jackson Campbell coming out of the back row to set.
Yeah, it seems like they're going to have Carmona instead being a hitter here. And 1-1, we've seen this the first 2 sets. To me, if you are HSE, you really have to come through strong here. I know I've said it before, but that's what I'm seeing. That's what I would want to do.
Yeah, we've seen Carmona take a few swings in set 2, just a slight offensive change. I think he's going to go back to setting now that he's in the back row.
You see there's a net violation against Hamilton Southeastern. Point for the Royals. talk to me about a net violation. I mean, to me, if you're up front, you just really don't want to get too close to that net. I know it's hard, especially because Hamilton Southeastern hasn't had an answer on the block. So what can you do to just, not make those errors?
Yeah, it's really a technique thing. And to be honest, if I'm Coach Harmon, I'm kind of okay with that right now. We've had too many times where the ball is trickling down between our block and the net because we're not pressing well enough. So if we're getting too close to the net and we touch the net a few times, I'm good with that. Those are aggressive errors, and we got to play aggressively, right? We got to attack and make some attacking errors like that. We're going to make some serving errors. You just got to be able to play aggressively throughout this set if you're going to be able to put the kind of pressure on Roncalli that you need.
Sure, at this point, if you're Hamilton Southeastern, you've got nothing to lose, so why not go ahead and try to force Roncalli to make those errors? Like you said, if you're Coach Harmon, you're okay with that. Just a free ball. Good job of getting up on the block, but that ball just not able to find the court inbounds. Kind of sails right outside of the line there. Point for Roncalli. Up 4-1 here early in the third set.
Yeah, I like HSC's block, though. They're getting 2 blockers in front of the attackers. They're getting good touches on the ball. You just got to finish those hands in the court. And they're improving. You just got to do it pretty quickly if you want to win this set.
And there you talked about Carmona setting again now for Hamilton Southeastern. It's a good cross-court attack by Luthane. Solid defense by Hamilton Southeastern, but just kind of out of control. Couldn't do much about it. They were out of system there, and that's a point for the Royals.
Yeah, great jump set there by Meyer. The libero cannot set the ball with his hands in front of the 10-foot line, so that's why you see the jump from behind the 10-foot line to then run the offense. Great back set out to Luthane. Great kill.
And there's Marchione. His attack is blocked, and they're going to call a double contact violation on Hamilton Southeastern.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like this call. If you're an attacker, you hit the ball into the block, and then the ball bounces off of you. That's the team's first touch. So that ball was blocked by Marchione. Marchione's attack was blocked and then hit him. Harmon's arguing the same thing, but they're not going to get it.
Yeah, and Carmona didn't look like he agreed with it too much either, but we'll see if Hamilton Southeastern, what they can do here. We got that middle set, something we've only seen a few times. And there's Brendan Luthane, #1 hitter in the state. Like we said, Lindenwood University commit, member of the MIVA, along with Ball State, who was a Final Four in the national championship for the NCAA this year. And that's an early timeout for Coach Harmon and Hamilton Southeastern. They're down 7-1. That is not something you like to see after falling the first 2 sets.
Yeah, it's really a great shot by Luthane to find that seam, not the seam in the block, excuse me, but the space between the outside hand of the block and the antenna. Nice line shot. But again, if you're HSC, another blocking error. Okay, that ball gets all the way to the antenna. If you're a right side blocker, you've got to put your right hand on that ball. Don't let it get around you. These Roncalli hitters can hit line, cross, deep corner, anything. So you've got to get in the way of that attacker's approach, put your hands in his face, make sure he can't see open court. Anytime an attacker can see part of the court, it's going to be easier for him to put the ball down.
And to me, if you're Hamilton Southeastern, on that block, even if Brendan Luthane is able to tool it, at least you're putting some hands on it. You're maybe getting in his head a little bit. You're getting in the setter's head. The setter might look somewhere else for a little bit, especially if you can run it 2, 3, 4 times in a row. Might not necessarily always get a tool. Maybe you're able to block it and it goes over and you score a point off of that. Just switch it up and kind of get in their heads mentally. Hamilton Southeastern just has not been able to do that so far this afternoon.
Yeah, for sure. As an attacker, if someone's touching a ball you hit, that feels a little bit different than if you just free swing and bounce the ball straight to the court.
And that serve just falls short right in front of Riley Lepper. Looked like Riley was out of position there. His footwork, he kind of almost tripped over himself a little bit, or Hamilton Southeastern wasn't really ready for the serve. I'm not sure what exactly happened there.
Yeah, Lepper talking to Campbell there. Looks like they weren't sure who was going to take that seam. That's something that should be communicated by passers before the serve. You know, if you're passing to your left or your right, that ball should already be decided upon. You shouldn't have to make any decisions in the play there.
And as the libero, traditionally they're the best. They've got the best hands on the court, so you'd think you would want to take that ball there. So to see him just kind of stand by and be confused about it, really not a good look for Hamilton Southeastern. They are able to go ahead and get a point here. We've got Caden Marchione serving now, playing back row. He can run that big. We'll see what the guys are able to do for Hamilton Southeastern. And Noah Whitmer there, just blocked for Hamilton Southeastern, but it goes out of bounds. What do you have to do as the blocker there? I mean, your hands are up, you've got your hands on the ball, but it sails out of bounds. Is that an adjustment of the angle, or was that just a really good hit by Whitmer?
Yeah, it's primarily on Whitmer. He does a nice job of hitting high around the perimeter of the block. So we're talking fingertips or along the edges of the arms. So that attack is what we call high hands. You hit the fingertips of the block. Really pretty tough to control if you're a blocker. You've got to have good hand shape. So turning those hands toward the middle of the court as opposed to out toward the stands. But even if you've got good hand shape, if an attacker hits you in the fingertips, it's going to be tough to control.
And Matt Johnson, man in the middle for Roncalli there with the kill. Again, I know we sound like a broken record, but Roncalli just pulling away here in the third set, up 11-2. That's a free ball sent over. Out to Whitmer. Got a free ball again. I feel like if Hamilton Southeastern is at least able to get it over on Brendan Luthane, that attack just goes off the head of Zach Miller and sails out. Roncalli pulling away.
Yeah, you can see Miller there reaching his hands straight up toward the ceiling. You've got to get hands across the net and straight towards zone 6. That's middle back in the court, or else it opens up lines like that to get hit in the head, get cross-court swings.
Not a great first touch there on serve receive by Hamilton Southeastern. Carmona is able to get it up, and HSE is able to get the point off the kill. I'd say HSE was pretty lucky to get the point there.
Yeah, if you're HSE, you're going to take what you can get at this point, and you got to go. I mean, 12-3, you're in danger of this getting out of hand really quickly. It's already going to be a tough mountain to climb, and if you can't put any pressure on Roncalli, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and Drew Berry's serve goes into the net, something we've seen a lot of from Hamilton Southeastern, either into or under the net. Like you said, just put the ball in play, get it over, make Roncalli make a play, have them earn these points. Right now, HSE is just giving it away. Free ball sent over there by Roncalli. Carmona's set is up. And out, Jackson Campbell. Roncalli able to get the pancake on it. Jackson Campbell's attack blocked again. Let's see, third time's the charm. Good dig there. And just a push over there by Stromans for the Royals. And Gage Haas, his attack just goes wide up the line there. Got a good rally. The HSE had a little bit of momentum. You got to feel like if they were able to get the point there, you know, you would have cut it 13-4 there. It's still a big deficit early on. But, you know, maybe you ride some momentum off of that rally. Instead, it's 14-3. Harmon again taking a timeout. He's had to call his timeouts early today. I'm sure he's not happy about that. I know we talk about it. Let's talk about what Roncalli's saying in the huddle. Just keep up the intensity, keep up the pressure.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up through Roncalli. It feels like everything's happening really easily. But it's really a result of good choices by their players. They're reading the HSE's offense really well, moving through the court, getting themselves in good positions to make all these plays. It looks easy, it's not. Okay, and a lot of them are in kind of that flow state where there's playing and it's happening. You've got to be cognizant of what choices you're making to make that happen. They've got to continue that. If they let their foot off the gas, you know, all it takes is one big play for HSE to get a little life, a little momentum. You know, they seem kind of down on themselves right now, but you never know. That can turn around with one big kill, one big block. So if you're Roncalli, keep your foot on the gas. Don't let them have any hope.
Yeah, it seems like the air's been out of the tires for HSE. You don't see them coming out of timeouts with a lot of excitement. Just a great kill there by Zach Miller. Hamilton Southeastern gets the point. Got it to 10. We're going to see if HSE can do what they haven't been able to do all afternoon and make a run of some points here and start putting some pressure on Roncalli. But Roncalli's just a really well-coached team, so you got to think they're not going to come out and just be lackadaisical. Even up 10 and 2 sets, we see a error there, kind of a little high hit out of bounds by Jackson Campbell for HSE. We got Brendan Luthane back to serve for Roncalli, up 15-4 in the third.
Yeah, this is the difference between the two teams. HSE is stuck with the setter in the front row. You've only got 2 attackers, all right? Gage Haas, no matter how good you are as a middle, you can't always get set if your team's out of system, all right? And then we've got an outside attacker. Looked like a nice block by HSE, but Barkley just squeaks it through. Again, HSE not pressing hands across the net. There's a little bit of space. That ball slides through. And that's just so defeating as a team. You keep making the same errors over and over, and it's tough to get out of this hole mentally, let alone to start winning points.
Luthane's serve goes long and wide there. Yeah, HSE not being able to get those hands across their net. I'm sure they're tired. I'm sure they're exhausted. It's got to be a conditioning thing. Like we've said, they played really 2 hard-fought matches to get to this point where they are. No matter the outcome, nothing to hang your head on. That's a great ace there by Jackson Campbell. But again, nothing to hang your head on by HSE, regardless of whatever the outcome is of today's match. 2 hard-fought battles against 2 really, really tough teams in the North Central Panthers and Fishers Tigers to get to this point. And Alex Barkley's tip just goes long there. Not sure, maybe he just kind of got a little too much on that.
Yeah, it's a creative shot. He's trying to throw that ball deep to the corner. Just misses long.
And Stroman's just kind of with the set dump there.
Yeah, again, great first ball touch by Roncalli. Stromans can do whatever he wants. Right? He turns toward the net, showing he's going to attack. And HSE doesn't respond. And his blockers aren't ready. You've got to know. Stromans has at least 5 kills tonight, which is a lot for a setter. So you got to identify when he's in the front row and have a blocker committed to him. Don't let him just free swing.
Yeah, it's almost like, in football, if the quarterback could run the ball, you have a spy on him. You kind of feel like you want to do that with Stromans there. Ace for Roncalli, 18-7 up here. I feel like this one's kind of gotten away from HSE.
Yeah, you never want to say never, but, with the attitude and the mindset, the low energy from HSE, you've got to turn it around. You start to hang your head a little bit. You just dig your hole deeper and deeper. And it's momentum. It's momentum. You get frustrated with yourself. You see there another ace by Roncalli. And it's just a snowball effect, this momentum. And HSE's got to stop it right now, or this one's going to be over pretty soon.
Yeah, and especially an ace off the libero is not something you never want to see. Libero typically, like we've talked about, best hands on the court. They can usually get the first ball up pretty well. And they kept serving him again there and did a good job of getting that. Nice set. HSE a little out of system. Marchione able to get it over, and Hamilton Southeastern with the point. Roncalli just couldn't get their swing above the net.
Yeah, if you're Roncalli at this point, you're just swinging away. Right? You just want to end points as quickly as possible. Don't give HSE any hope for a long rally and some momentum. You're just swinging for kills all the time. You've got an 11-point cushion to make some errors here. So just swing away. HSC's not blocking well. Don't worry about getting blocked. Hit it right in their hands, and you're going to score.
Yeah, it seems like any time Roncalli sets to the outside there, HSE gets the block up, but it just falls between their blockers and the net. I know we've seen it 3 or 4 times at least tonight. And Carmona sets up to Marchione. Luthane does a good job of getting hand on that and giving Roncalli something to do with it. They just score the point. Alex Barkley with the kill there.
Yeah, again, Roncalli's making this look so easy. Marchione takes an awesome swing, high off the hands. Luthane, great play with his back to the net. Brings that ball back for a transition kill.
Yeah, it's almost if you're any other team, that swing by Marchione falls in or it deflects off of the defender and scores a point for Hamilton Southeastern. And you see Roncalli doing something that HSE hasn't been able to do, and that's get a block up and score the point. And that's just a single person block there. You see Alex Moll just does a really good job of reading the attacker, reading the hitter, timing his jump well, and getting an arm on it.
Yeah, maybe some frustration there by Marchione. He's just trying to swing as hard as you can, get all the points back in one swing. You just can't do it. You've got to play smart. You've got to play aggressively. It's a tough position to be in where HSE is, but that's how it's got to happen, right? Great swing there by Campbell out of the back row, and that's all you can do. Try to find some open court and hit it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if you're Hamilton Southeastern, it's just about salvaging some points. I mean, it's already gotten away from you. Roncalli's basically, they're ready for it. They're ready to get this over. Salvage some points if you're HSE. At least make it closer and see what you can do. Not a great first touch there by Roncalli. Free ball sent over. Cremona out to Marchione. Marchione tries to just tip it over. Defenders do a good job of getting it. Rolls across the net. Hamilton Southeastern forced to give it up. Back to Marchione. His attack once again blocked by Roncalli. I mean, if you are any young player learning the game, starting to play the game, I feel like you just want to watch Roncalli's side of the tape here and see what they're doing. Whether you're a hitter, whether you're a blocker, whether you're a setter, they're just doing everything well today.
Yeah, such a well-coached team, really well-rounded, lots of good talent. And Roncalli getting all their seniors in now, getting them some playing time here in their state championship match. Their last match as seniors. That's cool to see.
Yeah, you see Alex Hill coming in, serving an ace right away for Roncalli, and it is match point for Roncalli, up 24-9. And if you're a Roncalli senior, this is just a special moment. Your last game of high school, whether or not you're going on to college, this might be your last game ever as a volleyball player. Just to come out and do it in the fashion that you have. We'll see if HSE is able to run off a few points here. It's really hard to score 15 without making an error, though. Good first touch there by Hill. Ball by Brett Early, just blocked something we've seen a lot on that outside block. HSE is able to get it up, but it falls out of bounds. And the Roncalli Royals are your 2022 state champions, taking it in 3 sets over Hamilton Southeastern, 25-17, 25-20, 25-10. You got to think Hamilton Southeastern, that third set was just tired. They looked it, they played it. They're a well-coached team. John Harmon's got great accolades. Roncalli definitely was just the better team today. John Kesterson, really, really great coach, great squad of players.
Yeah, Roncalli just too good tonight. I mean, they've got great talent all across the court, and they all played well tonight. At times it was, Meyer playing great defense, passing the ball well. At times it was the setting. We saw Strawman's attacking and scoring on that second contact. Times it's the outsides, the right sides. When you're that balanced, it doesn't matter how good your opponent is. It's tough to stop. So just a tough night for HSE. Definitely exhausted. They played 10 sets in the last 24 hours leading into this match. So, a little bit of exhaustion, a little bit of frustration as the match went on. But honestly, they were just overwhelmed by some great play of Roncalli. Yeah,
it's really, really hard to beat a team like Roncalli without having played 10 sets in 24 hours. And you see that if you've watched any of Roncalli this year, you just know how good of a team they are. Like we talked about, they were 32-1 on the year. Their only loss came out of a tournament in Chicago where they took second place. Undefeated in the state of Indiana this year. You really got to give it up to John Kesterson and the Roncalli Royals. Just a great season for them overall. First championship since 2018. If you're Hamilton Southeastern, those seniors, that's a bad taste in their mouth, but any of those juniors or those underclassmen, you got a taste of it here. This was Hamilton Southeastern's first appearance in the state championship match. Nothing to hang your head on for sure. Second place is going to taste sour for them right now, but over time, I think they'll really look back on this and I feel like they did leave it all out on the court, regardless of what the final score said. They played their hearts out. They played tough. It was really tough for them to get to this place. Nothing to hang their head on. Roncalli, like we've talked about, just a phenomenal team and just really, really well coached and great players. And fans, we are going to stay here on the ISC Sports Network for the awards presentation, so do not go anywhere. Hamilton Southeastern, again, having an incredible season. State runners-up, nothing to hang your hat on. I think if you are Coach Harmon, you would have liked to have retired as volleyball coach, a champion, but going out second place, nothing wrong with that. I believe Wes Marchione is going to come in and be their head coach starting next year, 2022, 2023. We'll see what he's able to do with the returning players. Excited to see where Hamilton Southeastern goes and grows as a program. They're still a really young program as well, compared to some of these other teams. You look at Roncalli and Cathedral, who was in the state semifinals earlier today. Bishop Chittard, who didn't make it to the Elite Eight, but they're a really well-coached team. It's exciting to see the growth of Indiana volleyball, exciting to see the recognition by the IHSAA, exciting to see where the sport can go from here. And I got to think, if you're Coach Harmon, you're telling your players, great season, phenomenal job. I don't think he could be more proud of them. I know it stings. I know it's hard. My wife's a head coach, so I know what that is like in some regard. But really, like I said, nothing to hang your hat on. Phenomenal season by Hamilton Southeastern, but just Roncalli is just a powerhouse. Phenomenal job by them as well throughout the year.
Absolutely. And HSC, a program that hasn't traditionally seen a ton of success, and they have an awesome year. Fewer than 5 losses, I think, more than 20 wins. That's a great season. And it is awesome to see these programs that haven't traditionally seen a ton of success making it to the state finals. It's really cool. Yeah, the game is growing. There's a lot more parity than there once was in the state, and it's awesome to see these guys see some success. As you said, it doesn't feel great to lose in the state championship, but only one team gets to end with a victory. So it's awesome to make it this far for HSC, and like you said, a lot of young players on this squad that'll remember this and work that much harder next year and come back better and stronger for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we want to thank you all for joining us here on the ISC Sports Network for the 29th Annual IBVCA Boys Volleyball State Championship, where the Roncalli Royals are the state champions. They defeat the number 2 Hamilton Southeastern Royals. Join us here again next year for the 30th Annual IBVCA Boys Volleyball State Championship, as boys volleyball is receiving IHSAA support, and hopefully in a few years will be a sanctioned sport. We want to thank you all once again for joining us, and you all have a good night and a great year, and we'll see you next year.